Good morning, my dear students. In today's class, in the chapter electrostatics, we are going to discuss the electric field due to various bodies. So if you see the previous class, we had earlier, we have derived expression for electric field due to a point charge, then due to line charge, then due to ring, and due to a thin circular disc. In today's class, we will see some other bodies like the field due to this one thin uniform hemispherical shell, solid sphere. These are some other bodies left over. Okay, let me try to cover them. Okay, let me take you to the screen. Okay, our chapter name is electrostatics and Gauss law. The topic will be electric field due to the bodies. Okay, the topic number, I think this is electrostatics, the fourth one. Let me do some adjustment. Already I have pre-written. Okay, now we have to find out the electric field at center of solid hemisphere of charge density rho and radius r. Let me bring the pin. Okay, now. So if you look at this, I'll bring some other pointer. Yeah, I think the blue color one you are able to see. So we have, this is the solid hemisphere. Exactly at its center, O, we have to find out the E bar at this particular point. That one, it feels that point 2 have to be determined. At point 2 has to be determined. Okay, for that, what is this solid hemisphere? How do it appear solid hemisphere? So this is the, everyone knows, you take lemon or watermelon, cut into 2 equal parts. If you take this a lemon, just simple examples like in general in the kitchen when you go there, no. So you take lemon, cut into 2 equal parts, then that half of the lemon piece will become solid hemisphere. So what is the field strength? Exactly at the center of the hemisphere. So what is the radius of hemisphere? Let it be capital R. This has to be determined. Okay, got it now? Okay, this was the find E bar at center of solid hemisphere of charge density rho and radius R. Okay, how to proceed like this? So let me take a pause of mountain. So for that, what I'll do is like, I'll assume that this hemisphere made up of a thin circular disc of thickness dy. Here, the width, let it be dl. So we are going to get a circular disc. So what is this? This is only a circular disc. I think a pointer is on. Okay, let me draw that disc also. Okay, if you look at this. So this is the disc which I'm going to consider. Thin disc. Okay, what is the thickness of this? Let it be dy. So what is the radius of this? Let it be r. And this distance is what? Let me call dl. Are you noticing here? With pointer, I'm pointing it. Okay, there's a thin disk. So what is the width of that? Let it be dl. Radius is r. Thickness of that be dy. Okay, now it's a solid hemisphere. You have to calculate the field at point 2. This one. I'll assume that the solid hemisphere made up of a thin disk of radius smaller, thickness dy, and the width dl. So what is the charge contained in this elemental disk? What is the charge contained in this? So what is dq? Charge of elemental disk. Okay, we'll call this as thin disk or elemental disk. Okay, fine. This one. So what is the radius of this r? So pi r square into dy. Dy is thickness. So rho pi r square dy will be the charge of elemental disk here. Thin disk or elemental disk. Let me write elemental of radius smaller. Okay, please do look at this one. Now, what is further sine theta? Look at only this particular part. Only this particular part. So what is it here? I'm showing it separately. Look at this part. Theta. So what is sine theta? Dy by dl. No, or say this is s. Let me keep it ds only. Sine theta equal to opposite by adjacent. So sine theta equal to dy by ds. Okay, let me write what is dy is equal to then sine theta ds. So here sine dy equals sine theta ds. Then look at the bigger triangle. Looking at this triangle, what is sine theta? One more triangle, we can draw it. So here, this is r, this is theta, this is. So what is sine theta from this triangle? Opposite is smaller. The hypotenuse is capital R. So sine theta equal to smaller by capital R. So I replace smaller by r sine theta whole square. Okay, further rho pi r square sine cube theta ds. ds is the arc length here. And I'm showing all the things so that it will be very easy for you. This is ds. This is what is ds equal to arc length. So this should be equal to how much? R d theta. So ds equal to r d theta. So finally, I'll get rho pi r cube sine cube theta d theta. Sorry. Okay, this will be the elemental charge of elemental disk. Able to notice this? I think there's one very important thing which let me round off. Okay, after this, we'll go for the next one. What is the field strength at point 2? What is the field strength at point 2? What is the field strength at point 2? Due to elemental disk. So what is dE I should write? Field strength at point 2 due to elemental disk. Okay, fine. So a very simple idea like this. Okay, where is my pointer? Okay, come for this one now. So dE is equal to, so what is from where I brought this equation? From where I brought this equation. So for this, what happened? Just we'll take care of. If you have a, what is the expression for electric field on the axis of a charged disk at this particular point? What is the electric field given by sigma by 2 epsilon naught 1 minus x by under root of r square plus. What is the capital R? Radius of the disk. What is x? distance from the center of the disk to point on the axis. Okay, fine. So sigma by 2 epsilon 1 minus x by under root of r square plus x squared. So what is sigma? Sigma is what? Q by pi r squared. 2 epsilon naught, this one. Okay, I agree this one. This formula, and now look at this. There's a disk now. This element. What is the field strength? This will become axis. This vertical line will become axis. I wrote here. What is the field strength at point O? That should be equal to, using the same formula, field strength at point O due to elemental disk of charge dq. So what should be the formula in place of q, capital Q, dq will be the dq. What is the radius of elemental disk? Small r, 1 minus. Here the distance from the center to a point on the axis, the distance from the center of the disk, elemental disk to the point O, that should be equal to y. Radius of disk r square plus y square. Okay, I think this is a very important part. This one and the next, writing this equation. Okay, fine. This is. Okay, now let's substitute all. What is the dq? I'll substitute the value of dq here. Rho pi r cube sine cube theta d theta by pi r square 2 epsilon naught 1 minus. Okay, let me go for the simplification part. I think, okay, we'll end up with the mathematics here. Just 2-3 steps. Within the 2-3 steps, we are going to end up this one. Okay, after this, d is equal to rho 1, these 2 pi will cancel out. Check it. R cube sine cube theta d theta 2 epsilon naught r square. Keep it here. What is 1 minus y by small r square? So can we write it as cos theta? From where? So from again going back to this one. Cos theta, what you can write from here? Adjacent by hypotenuse. So cos theta from the diagram. Cos theta is equal to y by capital R. Okay, substituting this, root of r square plus y square will become capital R. So then cos theta will become this y by under root of r square plus y square will become cos theta. I'm replacing this by this one. Okay, no. For the next step, it will be 1 r square is there, no, r cube is there, no. I'll adjust like this. I'll send it to the numerator. It will become 1 by r square. This one. What is sine theta? Further, what you can write? Smaller by capital R. So smaller by capital R, in place of this sine theta will be there. Sine square theta. So sine cube theta, 1 sine square theta will get eliminated. We'll end up with only sine theta. Okay, the limits will be now y is equal to rho r to epsilon 0 to pi by 2. Okay, look at this part. Now, what should be the limit? 0 to pi by 2. Now, how to take the limits all? Let me show the complete diagram. Yeah. If this is theta equals 0 degree line, no? And 0 to pi by 2, the limit should be. So the limit will be 0 to so many other things are visible. Okay, yeah, fine. So the limit will be 0 to pi by 2, the limits. Let me do integral of sine theta. So here further, what happens? Sine theta into cos theta. So I'll adjust 1 by 2 here, 1 by 2 and 2. So 2 sine theta, cos theta will become sine 2 theta. Then substituting and applying the limits. So finally what happened? We'll end up with answer rho r by 4 epsilon naught. So what is the electric field due to solid hemisphere? It should be equal to rho r by 4 epsilon naught. Okay, what is the conclusion we are going to make it? I'll draw one diagram so that you'll be in a better position. Okay, if this is the solid hemisphere, what is the electric field will be rho r by 4 epsilon naught. What is r? R is the radius. The charge, where charge is present? Everywhere throughout its volume. Not like only on surface, throughout its volume. So field strength at the center will be rho r by 4 epsilon. I think better remember, this will be much useful. Okay, similarly, we'll take the another one. All these are simple some already, you know, integration, no? So the application of those things is what we are going to take it off. Okay, now the next one is I think the red color one, I'll use it. E due to thin hemispherical shell. What do you mean by hemispherical shell? Solid hemisphere, okay, half lemon. What about hemispherical shell? You take any some volleyball or basketball, cut into 2 equal parts. So what do you get? You'll get like a ball, no? Hemispherical ball. That's what. Where the charge is present? Only on the surface. Charge present. Charge present on the surface. Not through the volume. Charge is present only on the surface. Charge. Let me write it, because once you will get an idea of what is the hemispherical shell, it will be much easier. The mathematics will help us a lot. Charge present on the surface. Okay, come for this one, no? Now, what is the method here, no? Where the charge is present on the surface. So what we write? Charge density sigma equal to q by 2 pi r square. What is the surface area of hemisphere? 2 pi r square. Charge is present only on outer surface. Charge present on the outer surface. What is the method? I'll assume an elemental ring. So what we have is, this is an elemental ring. Elemental ring of radius r. Come for this one. So I assumed a elemental ring of radius r. Radius is small r. Then what is the slant length of that? Let it be dl. dq is the charge present, and dA, let it be the surface. So what is dA? How you define surface area of this elemental ring? Area of elemental ring. Area of elemental ring. That should be equal to dA is equal to 2 pi r, circumference length 2 pi r into the width will be dl. So from the diagram, what is sine theta? Small r by capital R. Okay, I agree this. So where all sine theta is there, I can write it now. Sine theta is equal to small r by capital R. I'm asking you to look at this part. What is sine theta? Small r opposite by hypotenuse. Small r by capital R. So in place of small r, I'll write r sine theta. So therefore, this should be r sine theta. What is dl? dl is the arc length. This part. What is dl? Equal to r d theta. So 2 pi r square sine theta d theta. So we have cos theta will be adjacent by hypotenuse. Sine theta opposite by hypotenuse. Charge on elemental ring dq is equal to sigma into dA. So what is the sigma? Already like a dA is what we have brought it, no expression 2 pi r square sine theta d theta. That you substitute here. Okay, now charge on elemental ring is what we're able to find out. Okay, what is the electric field strength at point 2? So this will become like an axis. The vertical line, which is passing to the center of hemispherical shell, will become an axis. So what is the electric field strength on the axis of the ring? The formula is K dq x by under root of r square plus x square to the power of 3 by 2. Comparing that with the ring. What is x? X is the distance from the center of the ring to the point O on the axis. What is radius of the ring? Small r. Capital R is radius of shell, hemispherical shell. Small r is radius of the ring. This is the formula. Okay, let's substitute all. dq is equal to how much? Sigma 2 pi r square sine theta d theta. Some of you are getting confusion. I'll do one thing. Let me help you. If this is the what will be the electric field strength due to the ring? So charge is dq. So what will be your formula? E naught equal to k dq x by I'll write it below. I'll write it below. dE naught equal to k dq x by can you remember this? This is like an axis. It's a ring. So the same thing is what I wrote it here. Fine. This one. Okay, let me substitute dq. Green color I did substitution. What is x? Further x equal to r cos theta from here. So in place of x, I wrote here r cos theta. Then what is small r? Capital R cos, small r equal to capital R sin theta. What is x equal to? Capital R cos theta. Then r sin theta whole square plus r cos theta whole square will become only r square. R square and r to the power of 3 by 2 will get r cube. Then here we have r square and r. So the product of that will become r cube. So these two r cubes will get eliminated. That's what happens in the next step. Then sin square theta plus cos square theta will be 1. Okay, this and anything to the power, any power to the like a 1 to the power of 3 by 2 will be 1 only. So in the new denominator will end up with 1. Now further you look at this 2 sin theta cos theta d theta. Can I write it as sin 2 theta? And r cube get cancels. So what will be left over here? Pi sigma k sin 2 theta d theta. Let me integrate it 0 to pi by 2. The limit 0 to pi by 2. So substituting this one minus 1 by 2 cos 2 theta upper limit and lower limit. So cos 2 pi, what is upper limit? Pi by 2. So 2 pi cos pi will be minus 1. Cos 0 will be minus 1. So solving that will end up this one. So what is further? The k is. So what is a electric field strength? Sigma by 4 epsilon naught. This will be your answer. Hemispherical shell, solid hemisphere, rho r by 4 epsilon naught. What about the electric field strength due to at the center of hemispherical shell? Sigma by 4 epsilon naught. Agreed? These are some data. What happened? We are supposed to remember. Okay, now let me introduce one problem related to this. Okay, now if there's a hemispherical shell. Just now we derived formula, no? I think Penny's pointer is on. What is the field strength at this point? Sigma by 4 epsilon naught. Just now we derived the formula. Now I'll cut this. What will be the field strength due to half of it? I'll try my level best to show half of the hemisphere. What is the field strength exactly at the center of this one? I think I'm messing up the diagram. So this is a quarter shell. 1/4 of the shell, that one. I think if you cut it, no. Yeah, I think that this will be better diagram. Or else I'll give plain diagram. I'm unable to get that one. So what we have done is half of the shell. So what is the field strength at the center? O. So now net field is E naught, no. So the resultant here I feel this is E dash. Like this, if there are two hemispherical shells are there, two quarter circular shells are there, they'll produce each, and what is the angle? 45 degrees. Then the resultant field at point O is equal to how much? 2 E dash cos 45. So what is E naught? E naught we know, sigma by 4 epsilon naught. 2 E dash by root 2. So this will become E dash equal to sigma by, this will be root 2, 4 root 2 epsilon naught. Now why cos 45? Is because the resultant field at point O is along the axis of the shell. So then the field produced by individual field produced by this quarter shell should be equal and opposite, should be again equal to the same field produced by the other quarter shell. And it should be directed, it will make an angle 45 degree with this vertical line, or better call axis. So what will be the resultant field at point O due to full off hemispherical shell? So this is hemispherical shell, we'll call it. Now what is the field produced by this hemispherical shell? E naught by sigma epsilon naught. How it is E naught by sigma epsilon naught? The field produced by the left of will be directed here. I'm showing it here. What about this E dash? The field produced by the right of. The resultant of those two is what? E naught equals sigma by 4 epsilon naught. We know resultant. I'm asking what is the field due to individual quarter shell? This one. So what is the equation we should write here? No? Or this should be equal to how much? Like a E naught by root 2. What is E dash we should call? Field at center O due to quarter shell. These are the types of problems what you can expect. Let me, I'm trying to explain what do you mean by quarter shell. Some of are asking, sir, like we are not understanding it. Fine. So this is like, and I don't have a diagram more than this. So the field only due to quarter shell is given by this particular formula. E naught by root 2. Not E naught by 2. It should be E naught by root 2. Now, there's a very famous problem, so can be asked. Okay, just remember the method here. Huh? Okay. Okay, after this, so we have to find out the field strength at the center of you have to find out the field strength at the center of this charge semicircular disk, where one of is charged positively, the other of is charged negatively. Let lambda be the linear charge density of it. I think I have, I think none of the colors. Yeah, plus lambda. This is minus lambda. So we have to, what is our thing? We have to find out the field strength at the center O of this semicircular disk, where one of quarter circular arc is charged positively, remaining quarter circular arc is charged negatively. That one. Yeah, fine. Okay, let me get into the discussion now. We have to find out field strength. So what is a field due to an arc? What is the angle subtended by an arc, individual arc? Pi by 2. Angle subtended, there's an angle, no? It is subtended by an arc. How much it is? Pi by 2. And what is the formula due to an arc? Field due to long rod in product of sine of half of the angle subtended by the arc. What is the angle subtended by the like a positive charged arc, quarter circular arc? It is pi by 2. So that alpha is what? Angle subtended. So I'll write pi by 2. What is the field due to long rod? This should be equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught. What is A? A is the radius of the ring, that one. So this I'm going to substitute here. Then pi by 2, this will become pi by 4. Sine pi by 4 will be 1 by root 2. One more step, I'll write it here. Two pi epsilon naught A. This will be 1 by root 2. Sine pi by 4 will be 1 by root 2. So 2 root 2 pi epsilon naught A. This is the magnitude of electric field due to individual arc, due to positive arc and due to negative arc. So the resultant. So due to positive charged quarter circular arc, the field should be in this direction. Are you looking at this? Due to negative, for negative charge, the field should be directed towards the arc. Okay, see this E minus. So then both will subtend an angle 45 degree with the vertical. So horizontal components will cancel. Vertical components will get added up. Then what is the resultant field? The resultant field is given by E bar is equal to E plus cos 45 plus E minus cos 45. So this will become 2E plus cos 45. That after solving, what is the cos 40? What is the E plus 2 root 2? So after all simplifying, what happened, will end up this answer. And how it will be directed? Vertically down. You can look at the J cap. Minus J cap is what there. So what is the field due to this charged arc? It will be vertically down. Okay, very simple problem. We'll go for one more of this similar to this. No, you have to find out the field strength at the center of the semicircular ring, where the charge distribution on the semicircular ring varies as, you look at this one, lambda equal to lambda naught cos theta. Theta equal to 0 degree line is this, we have defined it. So we have to calculate the field strength. So again, what is the method we do is like, let me assume the same ring. Pointer, I'll take it off pointer. Let me assume two symmetrical elements. Theta, theta, d theta, d theta. This is dq. Let this be dq. Now, field strength due to the these two small elements, what we assumed, how much it will be? It should be equal to dE dash, dE dash. This is theta. So what is the resultant field? Okay, first, what is dE dash? So then dq is equal to, so few more mathematics. Okay, this is the arc length. This is d theta. This is ds, ds or dl, you write it. So what is the arc length dl equal to? R d theta. What is dq equal to? Lambda into ds or lambda into dl. Charge density into length of that one. Now field due to individual element. Okay, two elements I assume. So the field due to this element here, it will be in this direction. Okay. Similarly, the field due to this element, it will be in this direction. Agreed? No, the resultant field should be how much it should be equal to 2. Let me go for the pen. Something. So the resultant field will be d equal to 2 dE dash cos theta. So what is dE dash? 2 into k dq by r square. dE dash from the electric field due to point charge. The dq will become a point charge equal to, this will be cos theta. So further 2k r square. What is dq is equal to? Lambda into dl cos theta. So 2k lambda r square. What is dl is equal to? R d theta. So 2k lambda r cos theta d theta. So integral limit should be cos theta d theta 0 to pi by 2. This should be the net field. So final, it will be E equal to 2k lambda. Sorry. So one more step. This. What is the lambda? Lambda is equal to how much? Lambda naught cos theta. That was a given, no? Charge density variation. So further simplification of this will be 2k lambda naught r cos square theta d theta. Further, d is equal to 2k lambda naught r cos square theta. I can write it as 1 plus cos 2 theta d theta by 2. So both the 2 in the numerator denominator get eliminated. So k lambda naught r 1 plus cos 2 theta d theta. So 1 plus cos 2 theta d theta we have. So integrating this should be 0 to pi by 2. Integral of this will be d theta 0 to pi by 2 cos 2 theta d theta 0 to pi by 2. Solving this, integral of zero to pi by 2 limits. Integral of cos theta will be 1 by 2 sine 2 theta. Limit will be 0 to pi by 2. So k lambda naught r pi by 2, flower bracket it is 1 by 2. I think this quantity will be upper limit 0, lower limit 0. Sine 2 theta, upper limit will be sine 2 pi by 2. Sine pi will be 0. Sine 0 will be 0. So finally, we'll end up with answer E naught is equal to k lambda naught pi 2r. Further, what is k? K is 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 by 4 pi epsilon. So this will become, let me simplify this. You will get confused here. So k lambda naught pi 2r. Now, what is further lambda? What is k? K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So next step will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda naught pi 2r. So lambda naught pi get cancels. So 8 epsilon naught r. Pi get cancelled. So 8 epsilon naught r. So what is our answer? Okay, I think anybody can do. Just you should have that idea. What is the main? What is the methodology of the problem? You assume two symmetric elements. We should assume two symmetric elements. If you assume two symmetric elements, then first find out the field due to those two symmetric elements. Here, then get the resultant field dE is equal to this one. Then next the integration. So you have to be very careful about these limits, 0 to pi by 2. Since we assume two elements, so therefore the limit should be 0 to pi by 2. Okay, this will be our final answer. Okay, now we'll have one more problem. Okay, this is about the variation of electric field strength. So we have, sorry, there's a question. We have a positive point charge where the magnitude is 2q and the negative point charge magnitude is minus q. So I'm asking you to plot the variation of the electric field strength in the region 1, 2, and 3. Okay, first we'll look at the point P1, where the point P1 in between these two charges at a distance x. So 2kq by x square due to positive charge, 2kq by x square. Due to negative charge, it will be towards right only, kq by a minus x whole square. This distance will be how much? A minus x whole square. Okay, solving this, like differentiating this, equating for 0, I'll end up a point where at x equal to 0.56a, it will be minimum. The variation, because near to this, it will be positive. Here also the field will be positive, so it will be at infinity. Somewhere in between, it will become minimum. So therefore, the curve has to be this one. The red color one is what I'm showing it. The variation. Similarly, we'll come for the point. Very simple math based. I think if you have to just take care about the mathematics. Similarly, point P3, where the point point P3 will lie here. Yeah, I'm showing it here. No, it'll be here. This will be okay. What is the analysis here? Let me pick up a point P3 at addition cells from the positive charge 2q. What is the field strength? 2kq by s square will be towards left due to positive point charge. Due to negative point charge will be towards right. So I should take the vector sum. So therefore this negative sign will come. So kq. So then for different values of s, not phi it is s. Maybe my letter. Yeah. So for put s equal 0, put s equal to infinity, for anything s greater than we get EP3 as positive only. So therefore the curve has to be in this way. The variation. Okay, next again. We'll come for the region 3. Region 3 is here. EP2. Some symbols. No. So there's a region 3, EP2. Okay, let's focus here. No. What is the field strength at this point? Due to positive point charge, it will be A plus R. Point P2 by addition A plus R. So 2kq by A plus R whole square. Just so some calculations I'll take care. Okay, no, this is the point P2. So let me assume this one. So the field due to positive point charge 2 will be minus. So this will be, sorry, this will be positive. And this will be negative. Okay, there's a field strength at point P2. The field strength at point P2 due to positive charge, it will be A plus R whole square, K2kq A plus R whole square. Due to negative charge will be kq by R square. Then, okay, I'll differentiate this. And if I'll check the second order derivative, it will be less than 0. So therefore a maxima exists here. Then for that, the EP2 equal to 0. The first derivative of this equal to 0. So then this will become minus of, this will be positive. Solving this will end up with A plus R whole cube equal to R cube. Solving, I'll get expression for R. So there's a point at which R equal to, the field will be maximum. Here is what this R. And for R less than that value, so at a certain point, it will be 0 also and will be negative also. So there's a variation. So like that, if you have a point charges, no, the field variation we can predict here. Somewhere it will be 0 also. Check it. The curve should be exactly, it should be off like this. Yeah. Okay, so these are some problems related to the electric field due to various bodies. What we have. Okay, students, I think in today's class, we had a discussion on the different types of numericals like electric field due to the hemispherical shell, electric field due to solid hemisphere, then due to quarter circular ring, then quarter circular shell. So these are some types of problems. All these are some mass oriented. What is the probability for coming for means? Maybe formula based, they may ask you. Some application based can be out here. So if you know the derivative, means if you know the field due to various bodies, it'll be much easy for you in exam. Directly you can take that particular formula and you can get into the numerical. This is one added advantage. Okay, try to practice some numericals related to this. Okay, we'll wind up the class. Okay, thank you all of you. Okay, we'll meet in the next class.